Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World. Today we're in Vancouver, British Columbia, and we're heading to Seattle, and we're taking the Amtrak train. Now, what you should know is there's 2 trains a day down to Seattle from Vancouver, and you leave from the Pacific Central Station. One is early in the morning, like 6:30 in the morning. There's one in the afternoon. It's about a 3.5-hour train ride. I actually booked my tickets online with Amtrak.com. When you do book with Amtrak.com, when you do this, you need to make sure you have your passport and passport numbers for everybody that's going to be going. You have to put that in when you buy your ticket, okay? So here's our experience with going from Vancouver to Seattle with Amtrak. So let's see what happens. So we've checked in. We're about to board our train. Just some things you should know. They say to be here about an hour early before departure so you can go and do a few things. One thing you have to do is when you get there, you have to fill out a U.S. customs form. It doesn't matter if you're from the U.S. or outside the U.S. or Canada, everyone has to fill out that customs form. And then what you do is you get in 2 lines. So if you have a business class ticket, you go in the business class line. If you have an economy ticket, you go in the economy line. And you just wait there about they say 5:20, but it was like more like 5:30. They started having people go through, and then they check your ticket, and then they give you your seat assignment, okay? At least in business class we had, they gave us our seat assignment, and then we went into customs. And in customs, it's a typical thing. You give them your passport and the form, they ask you a few questions, like what were you doing in Canada, and what are you gonna do in the US, and things like that. So you answer those, they stamp the form, but I didn't get a stamp on my passport, so that was sad. But they give that, and then you come to your train, and they're numbered like normal trains. We're in train 2, and what's cool is they have a nice big dining car and bar, restaurant car, not bar car. There's plenty of stuff there. If you're looking at the time frame, I mean, we're here way early because we have business class tickets, so we got to board first. So yeah, the 1 hour thing is kind of like the 3 hours for international flight stuff, but if it is high season, I do recommend doing that 1 hour before. If it's low season, probably 45 minutes, you should be okay. But they say at least an hour. But also we were in business class, so it was a little bit quicker. A few other things. You can actually check your luggage on here. If you have bigger than a carry-on, they might ask you to check it in the normal part. And what it is when you come in, you'll see these guys that'll be tagging your bags and stuff like that. And they put it in the back of the train. Like if you look down here, the very end, way down there, you'll see guys that are doing that right now. Then you just get on the train and you wait to go. So we're waiting to go, and hopefully this helps somebody know what to do. So I'll give you any more heads up when we're leaving, okay? Or like on the road to see, maybe we'll try something from the restaurant car to see what they have to give you an idea. If you want to get something to eat when you're on the train, they do have a cafe car. It's typical Amtrak fare, nothing special, even though it's an international one. It's typical Amtrak food. Hot dogs, sandwiches, chips, candy, banana bread. They do have beers. Actually, they do have some craft beers from around the area, so that was kind of cool. But in general, typical kind of train food. They take it, the currency you pay in is U.S. dollars. You can use Canadian bills, but you cannot use Canadian coins. And if you use Canadian bills, they will give you change back in U.S. dollars and U.S. coins. So you have an idea there. So got some money left over, you can go use it there. So that's what I did. Banana bread, not too bad. So if you're wondering where you should sit, if you're coming from Vancouver, you want to sit on the right side so you can look out and see the views. Now, that's not a really good view right there because the window's not very clear. But I'll put some of the videos on with the views because it is really beautiful. The tracks are right on the water. The thing is you might not get to choose what seat you're in. But if you do, man, get on that right side when you're going down from Vancouver, or the left side if you're coming up from Seattle. It is beautiful views on there. About an hour and a half in from Vancouver, you're going to hit the U.S. border, and what happens is they stop at the border, and the border guards come on, and they check your passport, they ask you a few questions, and they take your customs forms, and they move on. Usually stop there about, I don't know, we were there about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, it was pretty quick. No, nothing really too big there, but you're just in and out. The train ride overall is supposed to be 4.5 hours long, so it can be a bit long, so make sure you bring some stuff. But there's plugs on the train, so you can do that, so that's really helpful to charge up your devices. Canadian and US plugs both work on them because we have the same one, so that's nice. And the thing is, if you're looking for a little bit shorter route, you can actually get a bus from Vancouver to Seattle. It's a little bit shorter, but it's nowhere near as comfortable. So if you're looking to head down to Seattle from Vancouver or going to Oregon and stuff like that, it is a nice way to go. It is a cheap way to go. It does take about 4.5 hours. It would be a lot faster to fly. I mean, the flight from Vancouver to Seattle is like half an hour, okay? So that is faster, but this is a nice way to go, especially if you have family, you got lots of luggage or whatever. Just easier to kind of bring it this way. So I hope that helps. And we'll sign off when we're in Seattle at the station there. So we made it here to Seattle at King Street Station, about 4.5 hours to get here. Nice little drive. Have the Ivars or Ivers, however they say, clam chowders from a local fast food place here. It is awesome when you're on the train. Well worth if you're looking to get a snack. I wasn't thinking clam chowder on a train would be good, but it was. But anyway, we're here. It's a good trip, so I hope that helps you know what it's like to go from Vancouver to Seattle on the train with Amtrak. There are some other buses you can take, but like I said, it's not really worth it for the amount of comfort you have on the train. So have a good time and hope you enjoy riding the Amtrak Cascades. Bye from Seattle.